Many people think the rich have it easier when it comes to building wealth. Guess what? They're absolutely right. But the secret behind why this is true might flip everything you thought you knew about money. So let's go ahead and break this down. You see, most people think the rich stay rich because of the privilege or luck they have. Now, while those things can play a role, there's a far more universal reason that explains why wealth grows so much faster once you've already built some. It's called the power of compounding. Compounding is the process where your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns over time. In simple terms, it's growth on top of growth. But to understand the power of compounding, think about a snowball rolling down a hill. As it moves further and further down the hill, it gets larger and larger. This is because as it rolls, it picks up more and more snow, and then that new snow picks up even more snow until by the time the snowball gets down the hill, you get where I'm going with it. It has turned into a giant boulder that you can use as the base for a snowman. Compounding works in a very similar fashion, except instead of rolling in snow, you're rolling in dough. Compounding is one of those financial forces that starts small and feels painfully slow, but once it gains momentum, oh my goodness, it becomes almost unstoppable. It's the reason your net worth starts to explode after you hit $100,000 and why wealth seems to grow effortlessly for those who have already reached that point. Let's walk through the math, the mindset, and the practical steps that you can take to reach your first $100,000 and beyond. It's called the penny versus the $1 million choice. Imagine you're given two offers. Offer number one, take $1 million right now. Ooh, very enticing. Offer number two, take 1 penny today, and every day for the next 30 days, that penny will double in value. At first, the million sounds irresistible, but if you take that penny that doubles daily, by day 30, you'll have over $5 million. It's the same amount of time, but a completely different result. All thanks to the way exponential growth works. The first few days seem meaningless. On day 1, you have 1 penny. Day 2, 2 cents. Day 3, 4 cents. By day 10, you have just over $5. It's boring. Feels like nothing is happening. But by day 20, you suddenly have $5,242. By day 27, you're sitting on $671,088. By day 28, you just crossed $1 million bucks. And yes, by day 30, you're at $5.3 million. The first 2/3 of the journey are almost invisible to you. And then the final stretch, boom, explosive. That's exactly how wealth building works in real life. The first $100,000 is the hardest. Getting to your first $100,000 feels like a brutal uphill battle, to be honest with you, because it's the part of the journey where you're doing all the work and you see very little reward, and it's boring. When you're starting from zero, your income and your savings are the only things moving the needle for you. The market isn't doing much for you yet because your money pool is just so tiny. It's too small for compounding to make a noticeable difference for you. So you're like, dude, do I go grab that money and try to do something else? But you don't. Let's say, for example, you save and you invest $7,500 per year with an average rate of return of 10%. In year 1, you save $7,500, but you end the year with $8,250. In year 2, that $8,250 earns you $825 in returns. You add another $7,500. Now you're at $16,575. But in year 3, your money earns $1,657 in returns, and now you have $25,732. You see, at first, progress feels slow, but with consistent contributions and compounding, you eventually reach $100,000 in about 9 years. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Your next $100,000 takes only about 4 to 5 years, and then the $100,000 after that, just 3 years. It's not because you're saving more or working harder. It's just because your money is working for you more. It's growing faster and faster over time, and that's exactly what we want, right? If you can invest more than $7,500 per year, you can reach $100K faster than 9 years. But here's why rich people have an unfair advantage. Once your net worth reaches a certain level, your wealth naturally begins to compound faster. This is why it often feels like the rich are playing by different rules. In a sense, they are. When your money starts producing meaningful returns, I mean meaningful returns, you can reinvest those returns instead of working longer hours. Does that make sense? So your investments become your employees. They work for you 24/7, generating you passive income and appreciation while you sleep. This is why compounding is often called the 8th wonder of the world, a phrase famously said by Albert Einstein. Now, the earlier you understand this and you start putting it to work in your own life, the sooner you'll see the same explosive growth that wealthy people enjoy here today. But let's talk about how do we reach 100K faster. The good news is there are clear strategies that you can use to reach that first milestone much more efficiently today. 1, live below your means. Obviously, this one's obvious but essential. You need to spend less than you earn and funnel the difference into savings and investments. Track your expenses, cut waste, and automate your savings so you don't rely on willpower. That's simple. But remember, every dollar you save today is a dollar that can start compounding tomorrow. Please don't forget that. Number 2, don't just cut. You need to grow your income. Cutting costs helps, but you can only cut so much, guys. Growing your income has infinitely a higher ceiling. It has no ceiling. Look for ways to increase your earning power, whether through a side hustle, learning new skills, high income skills, switching jobs, or just starting a small business. But the more money you earn, the more fuel you have to feed your compounding engine. And then number 3, invest early and consistently. Even if you can only invest small amounts, yes, start now. This is the single most powerful multiplier of compounding returns. Use tax advantage accounts like the 401k or 403b or Roth IRA to start and take advantage of employer matches. It's free money. Invest in low-cost index funds and ETFs. I sound like the financial advisor, don't I? But this is what you have to do. No matter what the market is doing, you have to do those things. But here's what ends up happening. We start delaying. The longer it takes to hit your first 100K, the longer you delay your wealth explosion. Every year you wait to start saving and investing pushes you back financially. That's because compounding doesn't just multiply money, it multiplies time. The earlier you start, the sooner you get through the boring phase of slow growth. And then you get to enter into the exciting phase where wealth accelerates on its own. Fun! If you never reach $100,000, you'll never experience this exponential effect. That's why the first milestone is so critical. It's the tipping point where math begins to favor you instead of working against you. But I want to talk about the smartest ways to build wealth once you've started. Once you have made some savings, it's time to make your money work in multiple ways. I'm talking about leveraging real estate. It's another way to accelerate wealth besides the stock market. And here's why I believe in real estate ownership. Suppose you save $50,000 for a down payment on a $500,000 home. Even though you're only putting down 10%, you're controlling a much larger asset. If the home appreciates by just 10%, your property is now worth $550,000, a $50,000 gain on your initial $50,000 investment. That's the power of leverage and inflation working in your favor. Guys, you can also use leverage to buy investment properties, not just a primary residence. Then you can benefit not just from price appreciation, but rental income and the tax benefits of depreciation. If you want to learn more about the tax benefits of rental real estate, please watch this video right here. I break it all down. But to keep your cash working, this is what we want. While saving for big goals, park your money into high yield savings accounts that offer 4 to 5% annually. It's not a powerful investing technique, it's just doing the basics, but it keeps your money growing safely while you prepare for your next move. The next is mastering the emotional side of compounding. Compounding isn't just about numbers, it's about patience and faith in the process. Because in the early years, it can feel like your efforts are being wasted. So you're thinking like, I should go get it. I should go get that money. You're working hard, you're saving aggressively, and you're seeing very little change. That's normal. Every successful investor has gone through that phase. But if you stick with it, something incredible happens. Your money starts to grow faster, then you can save it. Your investments begin producing more than your contributions. That's the turning point where wealth truly starts taking off. You know, Charlie Munger, one of the greatest investors of all time, once said that the big money is not in the buying and the selling, but in the waiting. He knew that compounding takes time, and he used the power of compounding to help him grow his net worth to over $2.6 billion before he died in 2023. So what I want you to do is I want you to trust the math, trust the process. Getting rich isn't about luck. It's not about timing or some secret shortcut. It's about understanding the math of compounding and having the discipline to let it work for you over time. Once your net worth passes $100,000, everything changes. I'm telling you, that's the point. Your savings grow faster, your investments compound harder, and your wealth just starts building itself. It's just how it works. The journey to that first 6 figures is the hardest part, but it's also the most important part. It's like the foundation of financial freedom and the entry point to the exponential phase that you want to get to, where the rich get richer, not because they're special, but because they've given their money enough time to multiply. Are you starting to understand how rich get rich? So guys, yes, live below your means, grow your income, invest early and consistently, because once compounding takes over, wealth creation becomes inevitable. That's it. That's all I got for today. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you here on the next video. Thank you so much. Cheers.